This is a custom-made Portal 2 map. At first glance, one might think that this was made in the in-game map editor, but it wasn't. Okay, so then it's made in the Hammer editor. But surprisingly, no. In fact, not one person was involved in the making of this map. This is a map generated by Gemini 3, Google's AI. I've been getting into Portal again recently, and at the same time, I've just been itching to do something. A step from game dev and towards just generally messing around. I mean, I have a computer in front of me, so obviously I'm gonna want to make some stuff outside of my specialty. And with the rise of AI, I began to wonder, can an AI make a Portal map? To start, I needed to understand how Valve actually handles maps. For games on the first source engine, maps are placed inside of a BSP file, and this is problematic because they can't be read and therefore can't be reconstructed. On the bright side, the Portal 2 authoring tools don't actually use BSP when you're making a map. The tools use a different format, VMF, which stands for Valve Map Format. I figured this would also be encoded in some strange format, but it turns out it's perfectly readable. Things are laid out perfectly. You have a section for the map details itself, an empty section for viz groups, a section for editing in Hammer, and then finally the world, which is just a list of brushes, along with a list of entities. Deterministic, predictable, and easy to reconstruct. It's perfect. The authoring tools create this file, and then when you compile your map, it turns it into a BSP file that Portal can run. And compilation is pretty straightforward. The tools are given to us, and if you pause a Hammer compilation, you can literally see what commands are being run. So the first thing I wanted to check was just see if an AI can make its own map from a VMF file. I gave ChatGPT one try and it ended up spitting out a file that Hammer couldn't even read. Since AI can't be trusted with the raw file, this project is viable and practical to make. I settled with this simple JSON format, a name field that contains the name of the map in snake case, a level field which would be a 2D grid consisting of tiles, an entities field that would list details for each entity, and then a steps field that's just a list of steps to complete the map. And then the program would take this and convert it into a fully playable VMF map. Some things had to be settled a little early, like how large I wanted one solid brush to be. Since the Portal 2 editor changes brushes in steps of 128 units, I figured I'd do the same. Some other design rules had to be followed for consistent results, such as no verticality, and the roof always had to be 3 tiles up. Introducing verticality, while simple to implement, I can't figure out a way to design without the AI introducing more soft locks. It already struggles to comprehend walls being solid, and the roof being 3 tiles up is just nice. Now, entities were a little troublesome. Most have different origins, so they need to be placed differently. So for simplification, I relied heavily on Portal 2 editor instances. These aren't meant to be used in final products. The entrance and exit doors act as if I'm playing a preview. I'm not spawned in an elevator, and before I can get to the exit elevator, the map restarts. I ended up making a workaround by just generating a trigger before the restart trigger that end the map, and like that, the levels are playable start to finish. When I resolved the problem, I started making the entities that I knew I wanted. They have to be simple. Something like lasers are fixed in a direction, and AI doesn't seem to understand that, so lasers have to be omitted from this. And the same, unfortunately, goes for quite a few other testing elements. Flipping panels, angled panels, funnels. AI hardly even understands the simple elements that are being added, so for now, there's not a lot. The only components right now are cubes, droppers, pedestal and floor buttons, turrets, and fizzlers. Fizzlers were especially annoying since they rely on thin geometry and wall alignment, which AI consistently got wrong, so for now they're simplified. With that, I was able to turn simple, readable JSON maps into playable Portal maps that consisted of actual puzzles. I made 1 test JSON and 5 example levels. They're kind of similar in their own way, but it works fairly well. I took the JSON files and threw together a prompt, and began having ChatGPT and Gemini make maps. While they both had their own flaws, Gemini managed to make quality maps much more consistently compared to ChatGPT, making it ideal for this task. All that was left was to make it so the program compiled the maps itself and opened Portal 2 after and loaded straight into the map. But as mentioned earlier, Hammer exposes this process and it's pretty straightforward. It's just 4 commands chained together, so by adding that, the whole pipeline was officially completed and automated. I can now get AI, or myself, to rapidly make and prototype levels without even opening the authoring tools, or Portal. I was able to get a crude form of AI integrated directly into the program. There's no prompt caching or anything like that, but honestly it works. I did end up having to cut the steps list out, but given that I also want to make a solver at some point, I could probably have that generate the steps list instead. The solver ideally will be used to point out any flaws or soft locks and fix them. Other than that, the only thing really to be done is adding more testing components. But as I said, AI doesn't really understand it, let alone what it has, so is it likely that I'll make more in a public build? No, not at all. But I can see myself experimenting with more in my own time just to see what happens. Does this mean AI is going to replace level designers? Puzzle makers? No. Not for a long time. While AI is no doubt getting better at math and coding, it struggles to understand logic. Multiple times, I've seen both AIs place testing elements in places that it isn't needed, or it placed it in such a way that bypasses another element altogether. Sometimes the element wasn't even part of the final solution. Is it a flaw with my prompt? Could be, but I think it's more that just AI is too limited right now. That's all I have to share today. For now, I have a few videos of me messing with AI level generation. Put the 2 cubes in their own rooms. Own open rooms. You gotta be specific with these things. Turret gauntlet, it's called. That's fitting. That's fitting for the prompt. All right. This is spooky. Oh my God. Oh, I missed. Oh, okay. Looks like this might be. Yeah, here we go. Knock them over. Drop that. It made it. It made the level like almost exactly how I wanted it. Oh shoot. Should I just run across to that one? I'm just gonna run across to that one. If I die, I die. Yes. Relax. How's that? Yeah. All right, let's see. Let's see what that gives. I'm gonna pause this time. All right, it's making a map. What? Yeah, see, this is why it's a little funky. I don't know. I mean, I see the vision. It didn't make walls here. If it made walls here, it would have worked. So unfortunately, that's a waste. Let's see what we get from that. Let's see if that helps at all. Oh shoot, it might be. Oh, it didn't add. Oh, gave that one a button. There's no. Where's the exit? Yeah, this is what a solver needs to be made for. Because Gemini really likes to do this. Also, there's just no way to trigger that. Oh, it's in here. Huh. Let's see if it at least understood what I wanted. Oh wait, no, there's not even any like portal surfaces. Dude. All right. Make whatever you want. Okay. That turns that off. That opens the door. We've seen better maps. That's not terrible. That's not bad. It's not. Oh, it's gone. All right. I want a long test chamber, something that would take like 5 minutes to complete. I want to have to really think about the solution. All right, the long way around. Hey, we already have a map called that. Okay. Ow. Ow. Oh my God, that looks horrible. This. Don't turn that off. Oh my God, it turns that off. How am I meant to? What? This doesn't seem remotely fair. Okay, I don't know what it was. What was my prompt? Maybe there is a solution to this. All right, I actually don't think that this is solvable. Unless I'm tripping. Hey, leave a comment if you know how to solve this. 'Cause I don't. I mean, it's close to being solvable. Kind of. All right, last attempt. Oh, it turns that off. Oh, that's it? Wait, what? Yeah, there we go.